the tools for it. But certainly not with three groups that are so large. It might, to me, it didn't work well. I have too many other responsibilities, so it made it a challenge for me.
I was just wondering, did you ever do any exercises, like a communicative activity from the book or an outside activity where 2 students or 3 students were using the activity and conversing, where they had to speak or think a little bit on the spot, but that they would record it and then give them a grade on pronunciation and fluency and kind of progress and see how they progress through the semester?
My classes are not teacher-centered. I'm just not that kind of a person. They have to group or do pairs, or so I do a lot of performance activity in the class, to information gap, to have them do dialogue, to have them come up and perform in class. We've never graded them. I've never recorded them. No, this is the first time. Those are, for me, that is just practice in the class, in language, performance, or otherwise, PPR. But grading a performance that has been recorded, this was the first time. And I wanted to precisely take what we do in the class, again, as I said at the beginning, outside of the box, outside of the lab, outside of the class, outside of the building if possible, outside of everybody else looking at them and they're freezing because they have performance inside. But no, we've never taped it in class.
But I was meaning like outside of class, so like if you had an assignment, you know, and you pair 2 people up and sometime, like you have 2 weeks to do activity 2 outside of class.
I have done that in other classes that are more advanced, and then they definitely would have, you know, they would go to call out to in, and they would have to, you know, do an interview. So I would have them actually make a short film for a class. That, yes. But usually there's a more advanced composition, conversation, things like that. This is the 3rd semester of Spanish. Okay. So we have a mixture of students who have taken 2 semesters at VMI, and also the students who are coming from the high schools that do the placement test, and they go into the class. So it is a very strange population because we have people who are really good and people who are obviously having a very hard time with the present tense. So that I have to take that into consideration when I assign a project like that, which is a creative project. What's their language level? How much can they do it? How much do I actually have to hold their hands in the sense of, you know, go step by step from rubric to this is what you're doing, and this is step 2, and this is how you save it, and this is how we view it, and this is how I grade it. And all of that has to be pre-prepared before you start doing it. So it takes a lot of thinking in advance, in a way. Okay. Well, thank you so much, and here's what we do. Any other questions? I'll be around.
Well, hello. I want to welcome you to VMI again, and I'm so glad you're here to listen this wonderful project that Ivelise invited me to participate in, and I thank you very much because it really truly was quite a learning experience. So while I access my presentation, I wanted to again, I wanted to tell you a little bit about the project and some of the problems that we encountered and also some of the solutions, because ultimately we had to have each student, each cadet had to have 8 video clips in their folder, at least, you know, put forth to the instructor so that they can grade it. So just a, you know, brief overview. The project, as it was, you know, kind of explained to me at the beginning, we were going to do this in fall 2011, and primarily because we had received brand new flip cameras. And I have to say that one of my colleagues, Dr. Dellinger,
It was 210.
210, yes. See, I'm thinking ahead. Thank you. One of my colleagues, Dr. Dellinger, actually, she was the one that brought flips, I believe, to VMI at the library. And so I thought, you know, that surely we could do something. So our department, you know, bought some, finally had some money, yay, and we got the next generation. So this project was done in Spanish 200, that's intermediate Spanish. And as Ivelise explained to me, the cadets were going to shoot 4 short video clips before midterm and 4 after midterm, and they were going to use our brand new flip cameras. And then we're going to upload these flip videos to Angel, which is our course management system. We don't have Blackboard, but we had Angel. And so to embark really on this project, day 2, we first we trained ourselves, and I trained the cadet assistants. Well, how are we going to manage this logistically? Because with 70 students, all of them, you know, trying to figure out how do these flip cameras work and so on. So Ivelise made an appointment. She brought in all her classes, and we trained the cadets on how to shoot a video, how to export their video clips, and then how to upload them to Angel. Once they actually started doing that, it became a bit of a problem because, and I'll talk a little bit more about this in a minute, these files were too large to be uploaded to Angel at that point in time. So, but just, I'm getting ahead of myself. As I mentioned to you earlier, our Preston Library has the flip videos, the Minos, which is the previous generation of what we have. We have the high definition flip video cameras. And I think, didn't I see you had the Mino? Yes, those are the ones that, you know, we have at the library. We were fortunate enough to have enough money to buy the high definition flip cameras, as well as a mini tripod, which is very handy, just simply screws on here. And then also a little pouch to keep everything together. I teach German, I'm organized. Anyway, off the topic. Anyway, these are high definition cameras, as I was telling you, and they shoot some wonderful, beautiful footage. The video clips that are generated by this flip camera is MP4 format. Anybody could take, you know, 1 hour of video, and the beauty of these things, what makes them really nice to use, is because they have the USB port on the side, and you can immediately put them into USB port. Yeah? And that's, you know, this all what that I'm telling you was part of our, you know, workshop. So that was the nice thing about it. When you plug in your video flip camera into the USB port, you have to be a little bit careful because if you don't, you know, sort of stabilize it with your thumb, then this USB port has a tendency to want